And now back to Bobby Likis Car Clinic and your host, Bobby Likis.
And welcome back to Bobby Likis Car Clinic. Great program today. Call with your car questions at 888 Car Clinic. Folks, the New York Auto Show kicks off Friday, April the 3rd in the Big Apple, and automakers are planning the largest ever lineup of new vehicle debuts in the show's, get this, 115th year anniversary, with 60-plus new vehicles expected over the two-day press review. And James Bell, GM's head of consumer affairs, is on the line with us now. You've heard James on the program before. James, I want to welcome you today. I understand we're going to talk about GM's all-new 2016 Chevrolet Malibu that has the teen driver system. Welcome back to Bobby Likis Car Clinic.
Oh, thanks, Bobby. It's always a pleasure to be here and hear your dulcet tones.
Well, thank you very much. I'm curious, tell us about the teen driver system and how that works.
Yeah, well, basically, we know that drivers of any age sometimes get distracted and struggle. But no, that is nothing more really found than in teen drivers. That is where you have, because they're more inexperienced, they're still learning how to control the vehicle, and they've got other distractions that can really pull their attention quickly. So what we've done is build a system, which basically is software within the screen of the car, on the satellite navigation screen, that will give a report card, if you will, at the end of their drive. You can set certain parameters. You can set the car to have speed limits between 40 to 75 miles an hour. And if they exceed those limits, it will put a mark on the report card. We have a system on there called Forward Collision Alert that watches the traffic ahead of you. And if the car senses that traffic is slowing, but you as the driver are not responding, it will not only put an alarm on within the car to let you know that things are changing outside, but more importantly, it'll put a mark on this digital report card, if you will. If the stability control system is initiated because the car's being driven in an erratic way and the stability control needs to bring it back in line, it will show up on this report card. Even if you don't attach your seatbelts, it will hold the radio in a mute position so you can't enjoy any music or anything. So it really is a monitoring system for a young driver. And then the idea being that when the driver comes back and sits down with the parent and says, okay, here's how I did during the drive, you can then start to work on better habits, or maybe, and this is what I'm very hopeful for, many teens will look at this as an opportunity to generate trust with their parents, to show that they're paying attention, to show that they're really following the rules of the road and the rules that the parents have set. But either way, it's just a great peace of mind device for parents who are, maybe somewhat nervously turning their teens loose on the roads.
When you say report card, it brings back memories of me bringing home to my parents my report card. Always a nervous time. I got to tell you, is this system going to be for the Malibu only to start?
Yes, that's right. We thought the Malibu would be a good place to introduce it because it's a family car, obviously, a really mainstream sedan, and probably one that, mom or dad are going to be using during the week, but then one that maybe a teen's going to be looking for on Friday or Saturday night. And again, I think that's the real trick that, you're right, Bobby. I remember back when my report cards were coming in, those weren't good days. But I also remember when I was a teenager and getting access to the family's car was so important. It really allowed me to do, the social things and dates and all these things that I wanted to do. And so I think that this system will really give a chance for parents and teens to kind of have a real honest conversations about the driving going on. And again, General Motors has a tendency of introducing technologies like this on certain vehicles, but you can expect to see that flow out to the rest of our lineup very soon.
I got it. We're talking with General Motors Head of Consumer Affairs, James Bell. Been on the program for many times. James, tell our Car Clinic listeners and viewers what feedback that you've heard from parents and teens so far in the testing stages.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, obviously some teens don't like it, as
really?
I can fully appreciate. I probably wouldn't have liked it myself, but parents, they love it because it's got a lot of peace of mind. It gives them that comfort. And I think, again, a smart teen will look at this and say, okay, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to really generate trust with my parents. And they could, the system only turns on when the parent initiates it. It's not on automatically. And so, again, it really, I think, can lead to a very healthy parent-child relationship in developing trust there. But I think it's going to be something that a lot of people will probably look to the Malibu and to future GM vehicles for because it can really enlist a lot of peace of mind.
Just one last question. You piqued my interest when you said it's not on automatically. So that means that I, as a parent, can reach out to my car through OnStar and trigger this monitoring system, which is the teen driver. And if so, would a dash light come on? Would there be some signal within the driving compartment or in the cluster that would alert the driver to let him or her know that, hey, your parents are online with you?
Oh, no, it's not quite like that. It's actually a PIN code that's entered into the vehicle before the vehicle is driven. So as a parent, let's say Junior's going out on a date on a Saturday night, and he tells you that he's going to be driving about 20 miles that night. You sit down in the car, have this conversation with him, enter in the PIN code, so Junior knows, you're developing trust between the two of you. Junior knows that he's going to be watched during that drive, and then the drive begins. So it isn't done surreptitiously. It's really designed to be a communicative moment, and so Junior will know he's going out. And as I said, he states that he's going to drive 20 miles. That report card is also going to show you how much mileage you've done. So if your son or daughter comes back with 30 miles on the clock, well, he's got some explaining to do.
Well, that sounds like a team effort. I know it's named Team Driver, but it sounds like a team between parents and their children. And it sounds to me like that would work, and it's a collaborative effort versus a big brother watching you. So I know that GM will roll it out correctly. I know that you know. And what we'll do is maybe schedule a little later in the year. When can we expect the Team Viewer to be available on the showroom floors?
Well, it'll be with the new Malibu, which I believe is scheduled for delivery to showrooms later this fall.
Sounds great to me. James Bell, Head of Consumer Affairs for General Motors. James, always great to have you join us on Car Clinic. We appreciate your time today, and way to go there on new programs for General Motors vehicles for consumers.
Hey, Bobby, you know what I think would be fun is that if you and I get out in the car ourselves and test ourselves, I wonder how well we'd do.
Well, it depends. If I knew that you were there, I think it would definitely make a difference in the way that I drove, and especially if you have the report card. It depends on who's the parent. Hey, really nice talking with you, James.
All right. Thanks, Bobby.